What happens when you take one of the best power trios on the planet in metal music and you combine that with a heartfelt message that everyone needs to see and experience? Well, you get alien weaponry.
It's time for reaction. Welcome in. Old School Nerd.
Hey everybody, my name is Old School Nerd, and this is Alien Weaponry. New song, Hatupatu, I guess is how it's referred to. If I said it wrong, my apologies. Fairly unique situation with Alien Weaponry. This new album of theirs is really a battle cry for the planet in many different ways, both culturally, environmentally, and for peace and harmony. And it's just trying to bring awareness to a lot of issues that seem to have been forgotten in the last few years because there's been so much other stuff, so much political nonsense is going on that people are forgetting about some of the stuff that was really important 10, 20, 30 years ago. And well, those problems are still evident now. In fact, they're getting worse and we're just forgetting about them. So anyway, so let's check this out. My name is Old School Nerd. Check us out on oldschoolnerd.com. It's got all the social media posts, Patreon link for those who want to help support the channel, and the merchandise store. A few people have asked me about Fatih, what he is, where he comes from, where I got him from. It was, I inherited this from my father. He was in the Navy in the 1960s and early 70s. When he retired from the Navy, he did some travel and did some work. And there was a island in the Solomon Island chain that had a problem with World War II naval mines being discovered had washed into their atoll, and they needed to be cleared. So him and a few of his friends were hired by the island nation of Micronesia, the nations of Micronesia, to go to these two islands and clear out the mines, to tow them out and explode them. While they were doing so, a local craftsman on one of the islands went and found two fallen palm trees and carved tribal face images of a Polynesian god called Fatih. And he carved them, he sanded them, he scarred them, like charcoal scarred them, and then they were stained with some kind of substance similar to the tattooing ink that they use. And when they were done, they were presented to my father and to his best friend who did the work. And when my father passed away, that was the number one thing that I wanted. And so now Fatih just sits right there watching over me, making sure that I don't do anything stupid, which means he's really bad at his job. It's just a memento from my father and some of the work he did. So here we go. This is Alien Weaponry. The song is called Hatupatu, hopefully. Not Paspatu, which would be a completely French thing that I'm aware of. But who knows? Maybe it's similar. Here we go. Let's check this out together. Wow. Oh. Razor claws. She sounds like a badass. Here we go. Oh. It's so damn heavy. Wow. Wow. Hatupatu. All right, so Hatupatu is the name. Okay, I'm looking it up because I looked it up on a research site for Maori traditional stuff. Hatupatu was the youngest of 4 sons, cruelly treated by his elder brothers, who, despite he grew up to become the chief of note among the Te Arawa legend, tells of his wily escape from the bird women by hiding inside a rock and then leading her into a boiling mud pool. Having grown into a man of ability and confidence, he led his people in battle against their enemy, Chief Raumati, who had burned the Te Arawa canoe. Killing this powerful enemy, he gained great respect and mana, and set himself on the path to becoming one of the famous of all Maori warriors. The parents of Hatupatu were Naunui and Aroa. Oh, Aroa is the equivalent to the Haloa, which is the major deity in Hawaiian mythology. Okay. So it's a story of a young man, the youngest of brothers, who enters the forest, encounters the bird woman, and through his cunning and guile is able to lure her into a pool of boiling mud where I guess she dies. He goes on to become the chief of his tribe, and it's pretty freaking cool. At first, I thought it's going to be one of those things where the story was about this creature, but no. I mean, it's about the young man. But still, I'm glad I was able to look this up real quick. Apparently, all you gotta do just type in Hatupatu and type in Maori legend, Maori. I'm sorry, Maori. Just look that up and just type in Maori and then Hatupatu. There's dozens of stories about it, which is kind of cool. I don't do any research before I watch a video, but with this story, because it's not something obvious, right? Like when we did when we did the one about the ocean, it's obvious. Some of their, like when you watch, for instance, a lot of their stuff, it's pretty obvious. Sometimes it's not. So anytime a band does something where it's something about a part of their historical culture, I don't like to jump to a conclusion. I like to look it up if I can. It just shows proper respect to the story, proper respect to the culture, and the legends thereof. Okay? So now we have at least a context. The story's about this young man going into the jungle, encountering the bird woman, and looks like it's a full contact game of hide and seek right now. Let's go. Come on, play. That's crazy good stuff. I like how they did this. They really represent the bird woman properly. A predator, something to be feared, but yet if he's gonna ascend above the station of his brothers, he doesn't have a choice. He's hunting her. Oh yeah, he might be the youngest, but he's a warrior. There's the mud pit. There's the hot mud pit. See? Just take a moment. Do a little search. See? When it comes to bands like Shepherd's Reign, Alien Weaponry, and a few others, when you're dealing with bands who really embrace their culture, especially ancient legends of their culture, you got to show proper respect. If you don't understand what the song's about, just do a quick search. Most of these bands, they don't just throw some stuff up there and make it up. There's a difference between some bands where they're doing a creative artistry legend or an epic song. A lot of European bands, metal bands that do these epic stories, some of them are from true legend. Some of them are not. Some of them are just made up stories they like to tell. That's fine. But when you're dealing with bands like Alien Weaponry and Shepherd's Reign and a few other ones in that Polynesian Pacifica area, Australia, New Zealand, Micronesia, all throughout the Pacific, you have to understand that the legends and the cultural history of these people is the most important thing to these bands, because just like a lot of places, that culture, those stories, those legends, that identity that makes them who they are is being lost. So bands like Alien Weaponry want to make sure that those stories live on, and they do a great job. So when I saw Hatupatu, and I didn't know what that meant, and then instead of I thought it might have been like Tangaroa, where they're like going to do the oceans. It didn't. It went something completely different. So I was like, I got to figure out what it is. So I took a moment, looked it up, and now we know this is the mud pit. This is how he defeats the bird woman, and then he defeats the bird woman that his brothers couldn't do, even though he was the youngest. He then becomes king, chief, whatever you want to refer to it as, tribal leader. And it's a great story. Let's finish it up. Come on, press play. Nice. The geyser comes up and burns her, scalds her, yeah. And she falls in the mud. Wow. That's damn awesome. All right, so there you go. Alien Weaponry. Make sure, here's the guys, Lewis, Henry, Taruga, the gentlemen who make up Alien Weaponry. Great story, guys. Amazing story. Just want to put all this stuff up here so everyone can see it. No birds or animals are harmed during making this video. Well, that's good. Filmed on location at Hatupatu Caves Farm Park, thanks to Ian and Cindy Fox. There's all your people, lizard handler, creatures unlimited. That's pretty cool. From our ancestor Hatupatu. There you go. The youngest of brothers who ascended and surpassed his brothers with courage and ingenuity and an amazing strategy, and defeated defeated the bird woman. Great victory, and it's historically accurate. It's a part of their legend, a part of their culture, and I'm glad that I was able to make sure that I paid attention to it. All right, okay, there you go. Alien weaponry. Yeah, go ahead and eat that bug there, lizard guy. So, as we've talked about it before, alien weaponry, great stuff. Amazing power trio. They do amazing work. So, my name is Old School Nerd, and I'm glad that we got to do it together. We'll see you on the next one. They never disappoint, ever. Thanks, bro. He's going to be a part of my life forever, and I'm going to hand him down to my children and share with them the story of how my dad helped take away destruction from island people, and they were so grateful they gave it to him. And he honored it enough to take care of it and hand it to me so I can take care of it and hand it to the children. You don't just throw stuff like this away. When people give you a gift that is made from them and it means an honor from them to you, you take it seriously. My name is Old School Nerd. We'll see you on the next one.